for those who've been following along, almost a year ago, right before Tropicana
in April,
closed down in April, we started a weight loss challenge, which I will admit I completely dropped the ball for numerous excuses, but some numerous valid reasons. I need to get on that horse again. But you, since December, have been doing the carnivore diet, and we're not going to go into details right now. But what did you tell me beforehand? You've lost.
Well, okay, so the kind of update, since we never really did update it,
Yeah.
I was doing really well.
I think I've lost 10 pounds total.
I mean, I'll give you the short version. I was like, I think 476 when we weighed in April. I got down to, I think, 428-ish ballpark by last weigh-in or whatever it was. And then in September, the very end of August, beginning of September, I did what I shouldn't have done.
Someone's going to go back and find the old video and verify.
Yeah. I avoided, World Series came, and that's where I slip up. I didn't slip up. I stayed steady. You saw videos where I had gone to cryo, gym, all that stuff. September came, football came, and I went off the reservation. Basically, stopped working out from September until early December, and I was not eating correctly, and I had gained all that weight plus 12 pounds. I went to 488, which is pretty crazy. And I had a kind of come to Jesus moment that I need to alter something big time. And I did. And I discovered, I researched it a couple days earlier, and I'd heard about it, the carnivore diet. Okay, carnivore lifestyle, I look at it as. And it's basically just meat and eggs, and that's it. Any kind of meat, seafood, eggs, butter, and high quality salt. No carbohydrates, no sugar, no processed foods, none of that. And I've been on that strictly for today's like day number 96. And I have to report that I'm down 75 pounds from that 488. So I'm at an all-time low weight.
Great.
And I just want to keep going down because putting that weight back on after tons of work. And the cool thing is I did a lot of it because I wanted to test myself. When I'm not going to the gym, I was eating poorly, right? That's always been my MO my whole life. If I don't have a regimen at the gym, I eat poorly. Well, now with this carnivore lifestyle, and I'm like, can I go without the gym? And I'll still keep to it. And I 100% do. I did a little test run the first 30 days of carnivore. I never went to the gym one time, and I just barreled the weight off quick. And now I've been adding in gym and stuff like that, and sauna and working out, and sky's the limit. So the goal is for me ultimately to take another 50 pounds off by June 1st when World Series starts.
That'd be great. I didn't even know that. Yeah. And a lot of people might comment like, oh, carnivore diet, you're going to get gout, you're going to get high cholesterol. Like so far you've been to the doctor since.
No, my first appointment will be the very beginning of June.
You got checked in before. Was that what it was?
I had gone to a doctor prior to ever doing carnivore, but the thing was I went to there in August when I was doing really well, but then I gained all that weight back. So there's no point for me to go to the doctor
just to say
a week or two. Like I had an appointment that was going to be like 3 weeks into carnivore, but my stats are bad probably because of the stuff I did pre-carnivore. So now I'm going to actually in June, I'm going to have from December to June all that time where I'm carnivore. So when I'll full disclosure, I'll report my blood work standings and I'll let you know, hey, how is it going? Is my cholesterol jacked? And is it bad to have higher LDL cholesterol? Because there's stats on that say it's not.
Well, the thing is too, bodies are different though, right? People say, oh, that diet works 100%. And then people say this diet's a total fraud. And some things work for some people.
Right.
Just like some people enjoy certain foods and some people get disgusted by carrots and mushrooms. I can't even look at them.
You got to do what works for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because that's the one thing that my problem was is when I was fasting and I allowed myself to eat whatever, but I was fasting like say 16 to 24 hours a day, but I didn't have any, it could be carbs, sugars.
Well, the regimen helps because if you have no structure, and believe me, I was a big sufferer of this in a lot of different, not just dieting, is like once you get to Vegas and if you're able to have the kind of lack of a schedule, like quote unquote living the dream, but you don't realize how sometimes I used to call a schedule the S word, but sometimes knowing when you're going to eat or what you're going to have or where you need to be, when you get into that, like, oh, I'll just do whatever, whenever, that carries over into everything. And I found out for me, that seriously saps my motivation for stuff because there's always later and there's always tomorrow. There's no have tos.
It's always Monday.
There's always Monday. Hey, my diet, like I said yesterday, my diet's going to start tomorrow. So it's like a on Flamingo, Jackson's Bar.
Yeah.
On the side of the wall, a giant sign, free beer tomorrow. So all you gotta do is show up tomorrow.
Every day's always
There's always
gonna be a Monday, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is the biggest part that helps me is that I love sugar. Okay, I'm a big boy. Okay, so I'm a foodie, right? So the bottom line is I needed something that, one, I don't have the cravings, I don't have the temptations, I don't have to just be mentally strong all the time. I want my body to feel like it's physically good, so I don't have cravings. And doing this diet, the carnivore diet, I have zero cravings. I hand to God, you could put a cheesecake in front of me and offer me $100, $500 to eat it, and I wouldn't eat it because I wouldn't want to put it in my body. And I don't have any cravings for that.
Wait,
cheesecake.
so I save $500 and I get a cheesecake all to myself?
Exactly.
That's awesome. I like your diet.
That's a good deal, right? I mean, and this kind of started, by the way, because literally my birthday was end of November, and a few days after that, I went to Costco, and I love Costco, right? Just like a lot of people do. And for 2 years, they have this massive cheesecake that weighs like a baby. It's heavier than a baby, and cherry topping on it. And I dodged it, and I dodged it, and I definitely didn't ever buy it at any point the whole time I was doing well. Well, all of a sudden I decided on this early December day, I'm going to get this cheesecake that's like $22, right? And I ate that whole thing in about 5 days because my wife hates cheesecake, hates it. So when I buy it, I know it's going to go to me, and I'm not going to throw any of it away because I'm not a wasteful dude. So I consciously, that's why I didn't buy it in the past, because my wife hates it, which means I have to eat it all. And I ate that thing in 5 days, and that was my come to Jesus moment where I'm like, okay, I got to change something. Went to carnivore. I don't have any cravings for BS at all whatsoever. Swear I don't. And it just works for me.
Does that mean our Thanksgiving football live stream, you're not going to eat the Costco pumpkin pie with me?
Nope. No Costco.
Not even by November?
I don't think so. I think maybe turkey leg or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
I'll suffer through eating more of the pie.
We'll cross that bridge. But I mean, this began when we had our Christmas dinner, and it's a tradition we have. We get Chinese food.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so us and our wives order all Chinese food, and we sit down in the dining room. Well, this is the first. I had just started carnivore like a couple weeks earlier. So what do? I brought my pre-cooked steak.
He was that guy.
I brought my pre-cooked steak in a container, and I ate my steak and some eggs while they're eating Chinese. But you know what? It worked, and I was happy with it. And I'm telling you, we'll talk more about it.
Yeah,
enough on that. But yeah.
Unless then there's Ninja's super thin. Because what do you eat? I eat kibble and cheese, and sometimes my own poop. That's it.
Oh boy.
No, I'm sorry.
But so
I won't be cutting things out this time. I should have.
But yeah, in the comments, if you guys want to hear more about that too, and like,
you have questions for him, like what does he eat, the costs, how often does he eat, the meals. We'll go into detail, but tell us what you want to know, and that goes for any possible Vegas topics or poker or football or movies or just anything we talk about, because as the podcast grows in this format, and we will be talking about football and stuff, not sure what we're gonna do come September, if we're going to combine them or do two separate podcasts. We'll have to see.
I think we're going to do two.
Yeah.
So right now,
who knows if not people grow too. Maybe we'll do this more often than once a week.
Yeah. This will probably be at least once a week from now until football. And it's going to be a combination of things. It's not going to be sports. It's going to be a little bit of everything for everyone. And, honestly, the more comments you put in and questions or topics you want to hear about, Vegas, whatever, we'll listen and we'll be talking about the next week. So the more you guys give input about it, we're going to talk about more what you guys want to hear and stuff like that.